friends, how y'all doing? Welcome back to EC's Workshop. Today's going to be something crazy, something weird I'm going to work on. It may not be weird, may not. I'm going to make a backstop. I'm going to make a backstop for my Craftsman router table. It's not, I don't use it that often, but when I do, I use it a lot. Once I get into making something, I use it quite often for radiuses and grooves and cutoffs and all kinds of stuff. So what's wrong with this? It's bowed and it keeps bowing. By the time I put with the weather out here in the shop, and there's no constant heat and there's no constant cooling. You know, it just here until I come out here or get ready to come out, and then I'll come out and warm it up. So what I'm gonna do is this is about the third one I've had on here, and I made this out of 3/4 inch flooring, white oak flooring. It's been about the best, but it's warped right in the middle. You know, when you like doing a groove, something you get over and you get in the groove, it wants to. Then you got this little dip in your groove. So I don't want that no more. So what I'm gonna do, some people may call me crazy, I'm gonna make it out of a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum. I'm gonna cut the notch out, you know, for the highest one I can find, right in the middle. I'm gonna cut the notch out right here in the middle, right like that. First thing I gotta do is square it off. I'm gonna square it off over on the mill, and so that's the first thing I'm gonna do. We're gonna go over and set up on the mill, square it off, maybe cut that groove. I may put me a radius in it. I'm gonna make it the big as this, a little bit bigger than, about as big as this hole, from here to here. But then I'm gonna raise this up. I'm gonna check all my tooling and see how high I gotta go. So far, that's the highest I ever gone right here. It's like this. But I'm gonna try to fix me a spot. I think a curve would look better than a square hole. Y'all think? I think so. And it just mounts on back here in the back. See? They just mount on screws. Let me take this off. You set you down. Let me take it apart. Well, see here, I bought this thing off Amazon. It hooks to my router, which is not a Craftsman's router under there. It's a different name brand router. I bought this off Amazon. It's his backing. I figured out how to do this. I made this piece to go on here and put it on there where it sucked some of it this way, and then it sucks some this way too, and goes into a T and then into the vacuum cleaner. Oh, I don't have so much everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off. Okay, so see, I just got it mounted with some screws there. And I got a bunch of machine screws. I won't have no problem machine screwing it, and I got some long machine screws I'll stick in there. But this thing has worked perfect for me over the years. But I still gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make it out of metal. Maybe it won't warp on me as bad, and plus I have a little bit more room. So 1/4 inch, I ain't got much room when I slide back. It ends here, it ends there, plus the screws stop here. See, not much space to move it around. And it stops right there. You know, so if I want to put a groove somewhere else in the middle of a board, I'm only limited to this, unless I make my own stop and clamp it to the table. But still, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rig this up. I'm gonna make me one, put this here on there. And so we'll check our tooling and stuff, see what the tallest one I got. Give me an idea of how big I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna move over to the mill, and we'll put the camera back on over there once I get over there. All right, we're gonna stop here and we're gonna move over there. Okay, what I'm planning on doing here is I'm going to set this up. These are some 5/8 dowel pins that fit the slots. What I'm going to do is I'm kind of right in here. What I got planned on doing is I'm going to clamp it. I got me 1, 2, 3 blocks underneath. Clamp it here, here, and here. What I'm going to do is go face off this end as far as I can go. That's my plan. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. No. I'm going to have to. I don't think I can get out there. Let's see what I can do here. Move the table out as far as I can go. Yeah, I can do it. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this side up as far as I can go. If I can't go to the end, I don't go to the end. As far as I can go, what I do is I'll flip it around. Then I'll clean this side up as far as I go. Then I can scoot it down, put it against my dowel pins, clean that side and clean that side. I'll have 2 clean surfaces to put on my dowel pins to do it with. You understand what I'm going to do? So that's what we're finna do. So I'm going to set up here and I'm going to get it all set up, clamp down, everything else, and I'll bring you back. Okay, now that alright, I got it set up. You can see that. So I got it set up there. Now what I'm going to do is I got a 4 flute, 1/2 inch 4 flute. It's good and sharp. But see, this is a good one. Hope y'all can see that. Let me look over here. Looks like the lights, I don't know. It's a good one. Alright, see I got a broken on this end. It's broke right there. You see that? But the side of it is still good and sharp. Since I'm going to be side milling on a 1/4 inch piece of aluminum, I'll just use this one. No sense getting a new one that's nice and short, I just use this one. So, alright, we're going to move over to camera number 2. Like I said, I'm going to clean this end up. I'm going to clean that face of it. The clamp's in the way. Move my clamp down a little bit. Alright, here we go. Get it good and tight. Try again. About 30,000 bucks to pay for it. Hopefully that'll be another one I need. It don't have to be perfect. There's just a couple of spots here didn't clean up. One right there and one right there, just a little bit gaps. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to do this other side. We'll cut it down. Alright? D-bird. Alright. Let's get this nipple off of here. Okay. I'm now as far as I can go. You're going to have to work on that one. What I'll do is take it off, D-bird, flip it over, and I'll step back up and cut this side again. And touch off and cut it. Okay, if you noticed, what I did, I cleaned up as far as I could go, and here it is right here, as far as I can get. Okay, going down from the other side. What I did, I went down that side too. I moved my pins to where I'm on the clean surface on both ends. Got her clamped down. What I'm going to do is touch off here, and I'll blend in this end here into this. And I'll come do that end, square that in. Then I'll flip it over and do this side too, same way. Okay? Alright, that's what we're going to do. Okay, what I'm going to do is touch off this piece of paper. That'll give me where I'm going to be at. Then I'll mill back this way. I may back off a little bit because it looks a little wider back here. May go ahead and just do that now before I touch off the paper. Alright. Turn around to this side. I'll do this side. D-bird first. Turn up that side. Okay. We'll set up and do the other side now. Alright, we're going to touch off again. It don't feel right. And put a step back there. Something didn't do right. Alright. There you go. See what I got here. Okay. What I did, I went up and found the center of this, laid it out, and I'm going to go cut this out on the saw. I ain't going to sit and try to mill it and do all that stuff. This nothing's got to be close. It's 2 inches wide, 1.5 inches tall. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go up there and saw it. We'll be back. Alright, got it cut out. Ain't the best thing in the world. But hey, just going on my salt pipe there, right? Just a clearance for the dust and stuff for my thing mine on the back. Back up now. I got to mount my brackets and then my dust collector on the back of this thing. So we're going to move up here on this thing, table. I use my saw as a table. So we're going to move up there, get some dicum on this, get things laid out. Come on, go with me. I'll bring you back. Okay, I got this transferred, punched over to where these pieces go on. This is the back side for adjustments. I got them both laid out. Transfer. Now just find my screws to put in there and drill and tap them. That's what we're going to go do next. I'll probably videotape me tapping it. Found me some screws, but I think they're long. So I got to find out what size they are and make sure I got tapped. Alright, I'm going to go look. The diameter of them is 181. And so 10. I don't think so. I bet it's a metric. I bet it's a metric. No, 10. I believe it's 10. No, it's number 10. Let's check and see. Where's my card at? Drill card. Over here. Drill card. See what it is. I got a 3/16, so it's a 1080. It's a number 10. 10 coarse thread. So that would be 1032. Let's check it with the tap. Nope. No, it's 1032, not coarse. 1024 coarse threads. There you go. 1024. There you go. 1024 tap. With a number 25 drill. 1024 with 25 drill. Move the toolbox out of the way. Go here, drill press. drill press and put my screws over yonder. As close as I can get you. All the junk in the way. That's the closest I can get you with all this junk in the way. Make sure, yep, I'm gonna make it. And get some cutting oil over here. Now we put the drill up. Don't leave stuff laying around. Put your tools back up where they go, and we'll find them. But get me a drill clamp somewhere. Tap it over there. You ready to tap it? Get some roll on it. There you go. See there? See there? I got it done. Got that one done. No sense in watching me do the rest of them. Y'all know how it's done. Okay. In order to mount this here, to mount that over this hole, so I can have, it suck in the dust and the dirt. I found some bolts that are 832. So I'm going to have to drill these out a little bit so the bolts go through, and I'm going to transfer the hose over. So I'm going to move up yonder so I can do this, transfer them over. Won't videotape it, but I'll come back here and show you when I drill them. We'll drill and tap on 832s and mount it on there. Then we'll move the camera and everything up there. Alright, we're going to drill it. to tap. No, I can tap from this side. Hot. I'll turn it around. Do. No, tap wrench, tap wrench, tap wrench. All right, here we go. I might take a break here, man. Go find me something to eat. All I had to have was sausage and biscuit this morning for breakfast. And it's 1:30. Takes too long to work on anything anymore, especially when I'm here at the house. There you go. Got them tapped. We're gonna make sure it works. Put everything up first. There's my drill. I thought I'd done. Put my drill up for a minute. Gotta put my drill tap up. So don't misplace them. They'll be where they're at when I need them next time. Right, now let's make sure this is gonna fit. Let's make sure this is. I'll drill this out 11/64. Alright, screws went through, I cut them off, and I'm smoothing them down smooth. There you go. Don't look the best thing in the world, but hey, it's gonna work. Now, turn it around. There, back. Okay, there it is. There's my new backstop. I even took my piece back here. I put more of an angle on it so my pipe would kick up in there back here. And I had to shave it down because it was crooked. But there it is, and that's straight as it can be. And if it ever straightens, if it ever bends or anything else, I just take it out and straighten it and put it back on. Can't do that to wood. That's what it is right there. There's my new fence for my. It's got to be cleaned up and everything, but I'm gonna let it go. It's mine. It's here. I'm not selling it. It'll be wore off in about a week. I got some jobs coming up. I'm gonna be working over here. I'm gonna be slotting and putting some dovetails in and everything else. So I'll be busy with it. All right, that's the end of the day. There was a lot of work behind off camera that I didn't want to show. You know how it always is, you know, you fix things, then you turn around and you think that's right, and there's always little stuff when you put it together, it's little bitty worms, you know, bugs you gotta get out of there. So that's what I had to do. I had to get a few bugs out of it when I put it together, and I thought, oh crap, that's not right. So I had to rig, nick, do this, do that, you know, have a little bit more here, a little more there, to make it fit. Alright, so if you ever put together anything, after you work on it, you'll find out that a lot of times, a lot of tolerances and a lot of work is done wrong or too tight. Okay, this is it for me making a fence for my router table, little Craftsman router table. It works. It does the job I need. I don't need a great old big one. I'm not doing industrial work. Alright, we'll see y'all later. Y'all come back and see me. Hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe if you like. If you don't,